Honky donkey. Let's go. Hi, I'm Danielle Dufault, and you're watching Animalogic. Today, we're out looking for Bambi's donkey-eared cousin, the mule deer.
Mule deer are the relatives of the adorable but overpopulated white-tailed deer. We've talked about them in the past and mentioned how they can destroy forests and spread diseases to other animals, like moose. They're extremely cute, but carry lots of parasites that moose are not equipped to deal with. As roads, human activity, and climate change allow white-tailed deer to expand their range northward, they're introducing pathogens such as liver fluke and meningeal worms to moose. Respectively, these can cause moose to die from liver failure and go blind and starve to death. But mule deer don't have such a bad reputation, and they're seen as symbols of the wilderness of Western North America. Grasslands National Park, you do not disappoint. Right now, I'm looking at not one, but two species of ungulates out here. I've got a pair of pronghorns running off in one direction, and a whole herd of mule deer running in another. This is just outstanding.
First things first, how do you tell them apart? Their most characteristic feature are their adorable, gigantic ears.
Isn't it their teeth?
Who?
The deer?
What about the deer?
It's the teeth.
What about the teeth?
They're vampire teeth.
No, they're not secret ears. Wait, what?
It was supposed to be about vampire deer with fangs, but he did mule deer instead of musk deer.
Oops.
So here we are, talking about the most boring deer in the world.
Their most characteristic feature are their enormous... Dylan.
Why is he opening with the ears?
Mistakes were made. We're going to make this right.
Mule deer ears can be up to 75% as big as their whole head. They can be moved independently to find sound sources and play a role in thermoregulation. They're like parabolic antennae and give them their equestrian name.
Secondly, your location can give you a pretty good idea of what species you're looking at. If you're east of the Mississippi, you're probably looking at a white-tailed deer.
Their ranges do overlap, but generally, white-tailed deer are the top deer in the east and down towards Central and South America. And mule deer are more common in the western mountain ranges. Thirdly, their antlers are different. White-tailed deer have a single beam with points coming out of it, while mule deer have branched antlers that split close to the base. When we were in Grasslands National Park, we really got to see some mule deer antlers up close, in a way that I could not have predicted.
Oh my God! Aranya, what do you have over there? Oh! What is this? This is the skull cap of a mule deer. This thing is massive. It's from a very large individual. A male, of course, because antlers. We've got the whole upper part of the skull, actually. We can see the brain case with all the little holes from which all the nerves and blood vessels come out. You can see the foramen magnum, which is where the spinal cord comes out from the brain. And these beautiful branching antlers. So I guess this guy never got to lose his antlers. He lost his whole head with it. This thing is incredible. Oh, wow.
And finally, their tails. As opposed to their white-tailed cousins, mule deers have black-tipped tails. Some of the subspecies from the west coast are called black-tailed deer because of this.
We didn't call this one Please Watch Our Boring Deer episode.
We could post this on like April Fools or something.
We got to film a mule deer when we were in Jasper, and he was pretty keen on keeping us confused as to which species he was.
A mule deer just decided to join the elk pack. That's amazing. It's funny, the elk really don't care that we're here, but the mule deer is watching everything we do. I'm surprised that the elk are not being territorial whatsoever. Then again, there's no threat that a mule deer could possibly pose against an elk.
Mule deer are less skittish than white-tailed deer. which makes them easier to see, but unfortunately for them, also easier to hunt.
This is prime wolf and cougar territory, which are their two main predators. But bears and other carnivores can also be a threat, especially to the young and the sick.
Ooh, I found bones. Oh my goodness. There are clumps of fur scattered all over the place here. So whatever was eating this creature was cleaning it first. A lot of predators will, of course, remove all the fur and try not to consume any of that part, because it just isn't that great for digestion. After cleaning, though, looks like he got down to some good meat. Let's see what kind of bones we've got here. This bone here is a scapula, so the shoulder blade of an animal. Oh, that's extremely cool. Can you guess what this is? It's a lower jaw. We've got the whole front teeth, and the symphysis, where the front of the jaw meets up, is actually fused, meaning that it's probably not that young of an animal. But this here is a deer. I can identify this as being a deer because of the type of teeth it has. You see those teeth? They're great for grinding down all kinds of plants and grasses. And the teeth at the front are good for cropping them. Oh, this is so cool. Now, the apex predator in this ecosystem is the coyote. They are certainly more than capable of taking down one of these deer. So that is who I would bet got a good meal out of this one. That's incredibly cool.
With so many predators around, mule deer, like other deer, have to be able to reproduce fast and to be constantly on the move. Females can have babies at a year of age. Mating takes place during the rut in the fall, when males compete for access to females.
This is when they're at their most aggressive. Please do not approach them, even if they are super cute. They can be quite dangerous and have pointy antlers. No vampire teeth, though.
Another strategy that makes them successful is their ability to eat pretty much anything. Seriously, just take a look at some of the plants they're known to eat.
They can do this because of their four-chambered digestive system.
The first one is just for storage. Mule deer will eat as much as they can and then sit down to digest. Once they're sitting down, they bring their food back to their mouths and keep on chewing it. This is called the cud, and it's an important part of the process as their food is very high on indigestible fiber. The cud gets ground into a pulp that gets sent to the second stomach. There, symbiotic gut bacteria breaks it down into more nutritious components.
And then it goes back into the mule deer's mouth where it further breaks down. It might sound gross, but it's a great way of turning grass and lichen into bone and muscle.
After chewing their own belly contents twice, the cud goes into a third stomach, where all the water contents are absorbed. Finally, in the fourth stomach, all the remaining nutrients get digested.
It's kind of a complicated system, but you can't argue with the results. Mule deer need a lot of energy to pronk all over the place. Pronk, pronk, pronk.
This mode of locomotion, also known as stotting, is very efficient and very cute. Something we learned firsthand in Saskatchewan.
Oh, they're jumping.
Oh my goodness, the last one. You see the last one? Oh my goodness.
So good.
Their pronking is an honest signal to predators. Like, hey, if I have enough energy to prance around, I certainly have enough energy to outrun you. And it's a fair warning. Mule deer can run up to 50 kilometers an hour, and they can change directions on a dime.
And that's the story of how this insatiable vegetarian took over Western North America. Go see them if you have the chance. They're cute as hell. So what should we talk about next? Please let me know in the comments and be sure to subscribe for new episodes every week. Thanks for watching. Keep on pronking. Please don't unsubscribe. I know this is really boring. We're all bored to tears. Our director's yawning next to me.
This is the most important deer in the world.
What's the most boring?
Oh, right, they have black tails instead of white
White-tailed deer.
tails.
That's true. Even more interesting because the tail's slightly darker.
The ears, though.
And the ears are longer. And the other thing they have is the antlers.
Oh, deer with antlers. You don't
Pointy
say.
antler.
No, because like white-tailed deer, like they have like one single like beam, and they have like little ones that are go out, and this guy's like bifurcates, so he's kind of like and like break into two.
You're right. It is interesting.
Why did we know they hate? Okay, sorry.
As opposed to their white-tailed cousins, mule deer have black-tipped tails.